Welcome to Sport at Prime tonight. Let's start with GolfRSA CEO Grant Hepburn, who's told Newzroom Africa that the industry is on the brink of collapse. It needs amateur golfers to return to inject money back into the system. Golf is a 49 billion rand industry, and it could be just weeks away from shutting down, which will see thousands of jobs lost.
Our challenge is that golf is so different to, let's take an easy example, British Premier League football, which many people are familiar with, where the money from television rights is enormous and it cascades down to the clubs and essentially funds the sport. Now, golf doesn't work like that. Golf's a bottoms-up approach. Unless we have golfers playing golf, because they're paid to play golf, unless they're there playing golf at the golf clubs and on the golf courses, the industry will die, because without that, there's no income for the clubs. You know, they can't pay salaries, they can't pay their bills. It's hugely expensive to keep these golf courses running. Unless that's happening, there's no way that the 200 professional golfers can really return, because there's nowhere for them to play. There's no sponsors that are going to really put their money into running an event for 200 golfers when the rest of the industry is busy collapsing.
Grant, you mentioned the spread of the disease and how important it is to try and curb that as much as possible. I just want to challenge the theory of the suggestion that golf will be able to self-regulate itself, because once it does open up to the public and amateurs, if possible, it would need to do so nationwide. So just from your perspective, how could GolfRSA then guarantee that every player across the country, regardless of region, regardless of size of course, will somehow be monitored and made sure that there are not large groups of people getting together and potentially increasing the potential risk of getting coronavirus?
The answer is pretty simple, really. It's not like, let's take running, for instance, where you can run anywhere, through the streets, over the beaches, in the mountains, all over the place. There's no real control of where people go and run, for instance. I'm not picking on a sport like running. I'm just giving an example. Whereas golf, you can't play golf unless you go to one of the facilities that we control, whether it's a driving range or a golf course. And no matter where that facility is, it falls under our regulations. All of them are conforming to the regulations that we are helping government with and that we have put in place as a federation as well. The app has been bought that helps us to scan and monitor everyone at every golf course, at every facility. We've bought that app. GolfRSA has bought it for the whole industry. So there's one app that feeds into one central database. We can draw reports and send those reports back to government or whoever, the health authorities, ever needs those reports. So, if from the outside it may seem that it's difficult to control, but when you look at it, it's actually very controllable. We're comfortable that we can do that and that we can return safely. We can regulate ourselves.